Hey guys, I'm Alana from Win Win,
Hey guys, I'm Taylor from Win Win.
And I'm Amanda from Win Win.
and today we are talking about some of the most crucial information that you wish you would know before going to site for your very first mining job. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
I'm excited because this information is it's really valuable information, and it's the information that you can't find online, and it's tested from people that have been in the industry and actually know what to be able to take, how to prepare, and those tips that you wish you knew before we actually got into the industry.
100%. I did FIFO for 17 years. I wish somebody would have just sat me down before my very first swing and said, listen, do this. So let's just get straight into it. FIFO is not for everyone, right? A lot of people go out there, they're seasoned FIFO workers. They put their main priorities on the back burner because they're out there chasing the dollar, right? It comes with a ton of issues like mental health issues, addiction, believe it or not. And just basically, I've seen guys on there trying to top themselves because their missus was in town cheating on them. So I'll just say that right off the mark. The positive news. So, FIFO, would you agree, Amanda? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. Mental health is probably the one that is probably the big standout that it's you need to be heading into this industry with a level of caution if you are or have been at risk of mental health or mental illness in the past. And that's simply because you're isolated from your family and friends. You're going to be missing out on things. You're going to be missing out on your loved ones. You're going to be missing events, missing spending quality time with them. And that isolation can be really hard. So it is always suggested to enter into this industry with a level of caution if you have had any mental illness in the past.
Like the shitty reception, trying to communicate with your family is so hard out there. Sometimes I've been out to site where there were phone boxes and there were lines to actually go and
Mm.
ring your loved ones. So it can be 100% hard. FIFO is not everything, right? It's the means to support your family by earning big, big bucks. Taylor, anything to add with that?
Just get yourself some carrier pigeons, I think. And no, but it is very true. It is very hard on the mental health, but I do believe that there's heaps of people out there that you can speak to if you are, experiencing any of these mental health issues once you are out there. Let's move
Absolutely.
on to the second point.
Yep.
So I think it's really important when you do go out there that you take your own pillow and bed sheets. I've heard some horror stories of people getting out to site and their beds, bed bugs or,
Or not being made,
or
not being
not
Yeah.
being
made or
made,
clean.
dirty, soiled sheets.
Yeah.
So basically making sure that you have even extra towels and things like that. And if you are a permanent FIFO worker, you can at least get your own kind of donga set up with all of these essentials as well.
100%. One of
Yeah.
the one of the worst sites I ever went to, and I always got into the habit of ripping apart my bed, the bedding, should I say? There was, sorry, anyone watching, period blood. There was
Oh.
urine stains. There was head sweat on the pillow. I almost vomited. So I called the admin straight away and said, "What the hell is this?" I moved my room. That's it. The manager came down, and then we went to move rooms. And then I made him get me all new stuff anyway. So this was a site where I wasn't permanent, so I couldn't have my own sheets and stuff like that. But it is essential to do that. Amanda, I'm sure you've seen some horror stories as well.
A skipped room or it's something that's happened for that to occur. This is not business as usual. It's generally when there's someone's missed a flight and the housekeepers are under an intense amount of pressure. There's a lot of pressure on housekeepers to be able to clean a certain amount of room in a little amount of time. So they may have just lifted it up, had a look, and just thought, yep, everything's good, or they've accidentally skipped the room as well. It's definitely not business as usual. But yeah, check your pillows and check. And I used to take my own little nice things like photos for my wall and have some nice smelly stuff so my room smelled nice.
And not as an excuse, but let's just be honest. All the housekeepers are always understaffed. Anyone who's working in a utility, I'm sure you'd agree, they are always understaffed and they're underpaid. So yeah, they've got a hard job, but still they shouldn't be like, letting their standards drop. But
Yeah.
occasionally that can happen. But anyway, let's move on to the next one, Amanda. What do you think? What's your best tip?
Really about having a good plan in place, saving your money, and a good exit plan. You're going to see many people in this industry that this has been their life. They don't know anything outside of FIFO. Their life is FIFO. They're probably on their second or third marriage. They've got some investment properties. They've probably lost a ton of money as well. You don't need to be like that. You can actually invest your money wisely, save your money correctly, and have an exit plan. So have an exit plan, whether it's talking to your financial advisor or a planner, having a plan that goes, I'm going to save this amount of money or achieve this goal, and then I'm going to get out, and have an understanding of what that exit plan looks like when you get out. So if you're someone that has been reliant on this industry for so long, how do you then go back to a traditional wage on the amount of debt that you potentially have accrued while you're actually in there? So if you've purchased yourself $1 million property and then you're going back to an $80,000 a year wage, these are the things that you need to consider. And a good exit plan and strategy is really important so that the work that you do in the FIFO industry doesn't get pushed aside. It's really important to have this plan in place.
And so, and especially if you are 18 or in your early 20s and you're all of a sudden getting all of this money coming at you, be smart. Don't buy 6 jet skis and that beautiful Ford Raptor ute. And, I mean, obviously you want to splurge and enjoy, but be responsible as well, because so many of my mates are in the mining industry and they've just gone nuts with buying everything that, when they're coming off that swing and then they're like, oh my God, now I've got no money to pay bills. But that would be my advice.
Absolutely spot on. And the next one really ties well into that one, which is have a good financial planner and accountant who you can go to. Because I can tell you right now, if you're doing FIFO for the first time, you are going to get disheartened by the amount of tax that you're paying. You're going to get smashed with tax. And sometimes you'll be like, no, I'm paying enough tax for like 3 or 4 dole bludgers. What's going on here? I'm away from my family and friends while they're living it up on the beach smoking weed. So I'd say 100% get a good accountant, get a good financial planner. There are ways that you can minimize your tax. And that's what you really need to be doing, because don't go out there, like spend your whole life out there boiling away and then just getting smashed with tax and not having a good strategy to actually save your own money. What do you think, Amanda?
Yeah, it's the reality of it. And like, if you can get yourself a really great accountant that can be really savvy, that's the best point. But you can't outdo it. If you want to hide from the tax man and you want to be able to not hide from the tax man, but you've got a really big thing on getting taxed, this is not the industry for you.
Definitely. Anything with that one, Taylor, or should we move on to number 5?
Number 5 top tip, don't take things personally. So there is a wide range of diverse backgrounds that you'd be working with. I guess like any organization, I guess you always have to deal with different personality types.
100%. There are so many randoms out there. You've got to go out there. Look, it takes a certain personality to actually do mining. You've got to have thick skin, right? People are going to say stuff to you, and in your normal life, you wouldn't give a shit. But there, you're stuck out there for 14 days, working 12 hours a day. It is Groundhog Day, and somebody might say something, and usually you wouldn't even care. But then it's like, oh, you just think about it all day, and your whole shift, and then you go and like explode at them or whatever. So yeah, it's Groundhog Day. You're in a fishbowl. So yeah, you're going to meet a lot of diverse people out there.
And it's hot. Like, people don't understand how much the weather can have an impact on you, and the flies. And they are both combined. You just become this pressure cooker. For those of you that don't know that are watching, I have a pet hate with all of the flies because there's so many of them. It's my one thing that I hate about the industry, but I love everything else. But the flies are what kill me out there. But yeah, don't take things personally. Really, there's going to be a purple circle. You're going to have some cliquey groups, but it's really about understanding, honing back, anchoring into that goal. This is why it's really important to have that exit plan when things like that happen, so that you can really anchor into that plan and go, this is why I'm here. I don't care about that right now. But yeah, the heat and the flies also contribute to that ability to be a bit more sensitive and to take things to take things to heart.
Absolutely, especially when it's 45 degrees and then old mate just says one thing and you want to punch them in the face, which we don't advocate. So yes, 100%. All right, Amanda?
Uniforms. I love this tip, and I wish someone had have told me this tip when I first got into the industry. Get as many uniforms as you can from your company. If you can get 7, that means you have one for each day and you're only needing to do washing a couple of times, but you are going to be like, it is the most important thing, because if you can have fresh and more uniforms as possible, you can potentially leave some at site, you can be taking some home, but you're going to be able to get a lot more life out of that. You're not going to have to do as much washing, because the washing situation is another kind of thing where, you know, people are going to take out your washing, people are going to leave it on there, people are going to, that whole big kind of mess that happens in the laundry and the tensions that can be created when someone takes out your washing. So absolutely get as many uniforms as possible. Wouldn't you agree, Alana?
Oh my God, 100%. One for every day that you're out there, without a doubt. I used to hate washing. It takes hours. And if you put your washing in there and then some idiot takes it out of the machine, dumps it on the thing instead of putting it in the dryer, it is absolutely infuriating. So yeah, if you're one of those people, don't do that. Make sure you, like, you know, come on, a bit of respect, everyone. And I also say as well, take your own washing powder. That stuff out there, yeah, it's free on a lot of sites, but it is bloody itchy. So if you've got sensitive skin,
Right.
yeah, take your own washing powder or, you know, like fabric softener. You want to smell nice. So yeah, that's what I'll say with that.
Taylor,
Perfect.
number 7.
Number 7, making friends. I guess that comes, you know, with all of the different personality types and getting angry on site, having a friend to vent to, or making as many friends as possible on your same crew, or even if you meet them in the mess or anything like that, it will help your time out there a lot nicer, essentially. Even making, you know, friends with all the catering staff and things like that, it's just going to make your whole life a lot easier. Wouldn't you agree, Alana?
God, yes, 100%. Like seriously, the catering staff, they control your whole life from, you know, the food that you eat, from your room to be clean, to get fresh linen, to, you know, have a little broom in your room if somebody will allow you to do that, or to like get in some halloumi. We all know who I'm talking about there. So yeah, make friends with these people. Not only do they work harder than you, unless you're working for the caterers, but they're getting paid the least amount on site. So, you know, it's just general courtesy. They can help you out with everything from changing your room, because the admins do that. Let's say if you missed a bus or whatever, you might be able to call up another one. Or there's so many ways. Just be nice to these people, especially the chefs and people making your food.
Yeah, especially if you've got like, you know, something particularly that you like on the menu, you know, there's nothing else stopping you from asking them to be able to put you aside a little bit extra so that you can have that, or put it in the freezer for you. So without a doubt, you have to make friends with them. Also, you know, if you want to be able to get your music on at the wet mess, you know, all of these things, it's really important to be kind to the caterers, because they do cop a lot.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. And I'll just say as well, the next one is find a positive hobby on site before, instead of smashing 4 mid-strength beers at the wedding every single night. It can be really easy to get into the habit of just like, you know, going into, again, you're in Groundhog Day or like, you know, whatever, but there's gyms, there's free stuff, there's pools, there's, you know, music rooms on some sites. Find something positive, go walking around the camp, go make some like mates. Don't you know, get yourself into a situation where you just work and then go back, you know, eat, like go to the mess, have dinner, and then go back to sleep or whatever. So yeah, what do you think, Amanda?
Oh, yeah. And I used to, when we were in one of the rail camps, there was a beautiful little sunset spot that I would just go, and I would go I'd have my shower, go have my dinner. And then instead of going to the wet mess, I would actually go and sit up, watch sunset, and have my little dessert there, and then just chill out, because it's actually really quiet and it's really nice. And you get to be like, you would never have seen so many stars in your whole life. So just take advantage of that and just be, you know, connected to the land and the outdoors and everything. So really, but yeah, walking tracks. You can do a walk around around the camp. Yeah, getting into the gym, you know, being the fittest that you've ever been, but having these little goals or hobbies to be able to make sure that, yeah, you're not stuck at the wet mess every night, and then having to blow zeros in the morning.
Yeah,
I would 100% say like discipline and routine, especially when you're on site, is going to help so much with your mental health. And some of these sites, like the facilities, they're nicer than like your five-star hotels, some of them. So I would definitely take advantage of those. And I know a lot of my friends really make sure that they go to the gym in the morning before they go out to site because it just helps them have a clear mind, and, just get about their day. So yeah, 100%.
Absolutely. All right, let's go to
So
number 9.
not everyone is going to be your friend. Yes, this is really hard for everyone to be able to kind of get a grasp of. And you're going to find people that no matter how nice you are, or no matter how polite you are, that they're still going to be a bit of a dick to you as well. It's not them, it's not you, it's them. So don't even worry about that. It is literally, they're projecting their own shit. And it's just making sure that you realize that you don't need to be friends with anyone. You're there to do a job. You're there to do your job safely, responsibly, making sure you're doing all your reporting and your admin and your take fives, and making sure that you've got nothing on your back that anyone can find you as a target. But don't worry about making friends with everybody. You don't need to.
Yeah, keep your
Obviously
personal
try to
life.
make obviously trying to make friends with everybody, because that obviously helps with our next point, which is networking. So this is going to help you progress in different roles as well. Keep in mind that not everyone's going to be your mate, but at the same token, if you are showing that you're a good worker, you're going to show up, you always have a positive attitude, it's going to make, so much of a difference, especially with growing in the industry. Wouldn't you agree, Alana?
Yeah, definitely. That's how you get another job. So this is where a lot of people go, I don't want a utility role, blah, blah, blah. But seriously, the second that you're out on site, there's nothing to stop you from networking your way into a different, higher paying job. So 100%, and why wouldn't you? There's so many interesting people out there on site. So why wouldn't you want to go and have a chat with them? No, I'm pretty nosy. So I'll be like, hey, what are you doing? What's your job consist of? Blah, blah, blah. And it's quite interesting.
And that is really good for number 10 because it is so important. And people don't realize that your next job could be sitting down, having their Weet-Bix at the next table to you, and you're sitting there and keeping it to yourself, right? So every morning in the dry mess, go and sit down and talk to someone different. Make it your goal to talk to someone different. Make it your goal to meet someone new each day and really understand what's their job, what do they do, how big's their crew, how often do job opportunities come up, and do it in a way that is really remembered so that people know that, hey, and don't be scared to tell people what you're interested in finding as well, because the more you can build out your network, the more you're going to have those opportunities come to you in terms of new positions outside of the one that you're currently in.
Spot on. The easiest way to get another job is when you're actually on site. So just chat with people. It'll make your swing way easier and better. All right, let's go on to number 11, which is try not to fuck up. And I seriously mean this, right? Because the industry is so small. Everybody knows each other. People move from site to site. So you might not be on the official blacklist, but you might go for a job and then your name gets sent up to site and somebody sees it and goes, nah, no deal, just because they knew that you had lied on your resume or had a lot of incidents at your last site, or you were just a dick to people. So that's what I'm just going to say. It goes around the mining industry and the recruitment industries. Everybody knows each other. If you are going to be a dick, then you are not going to get jobs. Full stop. Thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to add to that. Just don't be a dick, don't be an asshole, and don't lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't lie on your resume because you're going to get found out.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Before you go to site, change to Telstra. This is so important. As Alana said at the start, we've been to sites where you don't have phone signal. The first site that Alana and I went to, there was no phones, and they literally had a room that had some phones connected so you could actually go and speak to your family. So if you are someone that really wants to be able to speak, make sure you're connected to Telstra beforehand. Even if you say, people say that Vodafone and Optus is going to work, don't risk it, all right? Get yourself a Telstra SIM card, just make the swap. And if you need to make the swap when you come home, do it. But you need to be able to have that connectivity back home. The other thing is that even though the camps will still have free Wi-Fi, you've got to remember that there can be sometimes 10 between 100 and 2,000 people on that same network. So you're generally better off not using the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, or take your own boosters so you can steal their Wi-Fi. No, just kidding. That's a bad tip. Yeah, people have done that though, and probably are right now. But yeah, 100%. That's a really good tip, and I can't stand Telstra, but it's a necessary evil when you're up on site and you want to talk to your loved ones without a doubt. All right, let's go on to the next one. Love the safety aspect. I'm going to say it took me a while to actually wrap my little brain around the fact that when you are doing a take 5, which, you know, oh, you got to do 3 take 5s per day. And it's like, why? But I'm doing the same thing for the whole swing. But doing a take 5, not only do you want to make sure that you are going home safe and that you're thinking about your job, but you get the opportunity to sit there for 5 minutes. Like, you know, having a drink of water, or if you're a smoker, having a bag while you're like chilling and you've got an opportunity to relax and think about your job. So why wouldn't you actually, you know, take on board that safety aspect? What are your thoughts, Amanda? How did you find safety when you're out there? Overkill or what?
It's not necessarily an overdo. It's there for the right reasons, to keep us safe and to make sure you're going home to your family. There are some times that you are going to roll your eyes and it is going to seem a drag, but at the end of the day, these things are put in place to be able to protect you and make sure that you are going home to be able to see your children. That's it's impractical, it's time, it's inefficient at times, and it seems like it's the same thing. I'm going to tell you an example that I, even when I was working in admin, would still need to do a take 5 every time I turned on the computer. Every time I rolled on my wheelie chair, this was something that I needed to do, because it is there to be able to protect us. And even though it seems like the more you do these things, it becomes Groundhog Day, but it is there to be able to protect us.
Spot on. Anything with that, Taylor?
No.
Sorry.
I completely agree. Safety is as annoying as it is. It's there for a reason. And yeah, I think, yeah, you should be thankful that it is in place, because you do want to go home to your family and loved ones. So yeah.
Absolutely. Very important. And I'll just say as well, listen more than you speak. When you get out to the mining industry, right, you don't want to be that annoying, like, know-it-all, right? There's a lot of people out there. There is a lot of opinions. It is dangerous. You need to be doing your job to a T. So listen more than you're like trying to run your mouth, because you don't want to be that annoying person. Cool, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode, where we've been talking about the main things that you wish you would have known before going to the mining industry. Taylor, thanks so much. Amanda, thanks so much.
Thank you. Looking forward to the next one. Make sure you
Yeah.
subscribe.
Definitely like the channel, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to get in contact with our team, underneath in the description is a link to us and our Career Accelerator guide as well. Check that out. It's got $600 worth of all this awesome information to help get you employed fast. Tell us more, and thanks for watching.